One.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the weekly Old School Q&A. As you guys are probably aware right now, we are experiencing some network issues because of an attack, and the systems administration team is working on it, so we can't do anything about that. The people that can are on the job, so you'll see that be resolved as soon as possible. But yeah, to get into things, so we've got Mod Matt K on the end there.
Hello.
Next to him, Mod Alfred.
Hi.
Mod Reach.
Hello.
Mod Ash.
Hello.
Mod John C. And I'm Mod Ronan. And yeah, let's get into the questions. Can the Chaos Ellie get a unique drop? That's from Oblivion Gabe.
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose he's the only one with a pet that's also dropped by someone else.
Did have D2 hander until actually no, Cowfight Queen.
Yeah, Cowfight Queen got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be the
Drops a lot of pizza.
only NPC that drops 10 map bones.
Yeah,
It's true.
that is unique. Not useful, but unique.
Could you guys make a way that you could reset your stats, say for like 10 mil per stat back to 1? That's Fatty Matty asking that.
I would love the ability to roll back accounts.
Yeah, sure. We just need to work out to do it in a way that would remove all quests that have been completed along the way that would have given you experience.
Yeah, so for the moment we don't have the ability to do that, and like John says, that would be one of the problems we'd run into if we went and did it, like people who'd completed Lunar Diplomacy and unlocked all those spells, but suddenly no longer had 40 defense or whatever it takes. We don't have a good solution to that for the moment. In fact, we don't even have the ability to take the XP away, even if we wanted to. We could probably get that if we can get enough engine time on the job, which is a bit of an if, given that we're still waiting for that trade system.
Yeah.
But beyond that, we would have to solve the other problems of what happens to people in-game with stuff they've unlocked from it.
Yeah, it's not just the stuff either, it's the extra XP. If you've got 40 defense, then you've got all the XP you've got from getting that 40 defense, or the extra defense you've got, or the extra attack you've got, and the extra strength you get as well. The extra magic, because you can do content you haven't been able to do before. Then we have to work out, do we take that lot away, don't we? It's a big, big, big question.
I wouldn't see it passing a poll even if we had all the capability anyway.
I think you might be right there, yeah.
The ability to lock a skill so that you don't get XP in it by accident is a bit more promising. Now, Reach and I could probably code something of the sorts. It wouldn't be as rigorous as if the engine team did it, but we could have a go a bit more quickly. Drawback is, of course, people who have already designed their accounts around what they can and can't do. And if we went and locked XP for quest rewards, it would suddenly make you able to do the Monkey Madness and quest reward and remain a pure, which is something that people didn't vote for in the past. So it would be best if we didn't do it for quest rewards.
Yes.
Could do it for training XP a bit more reliably, if only people were sure what we meant by reward and what we meant by training XP, and never ran into any nasty surprises when they got the wrong one.
1502 Alex asks, any chance of an adventurer's log for 07?
Probably not, to be honest. It's a big job for the web team, who always have a lot on. And but the information that used to be shown on an adventurer's log, not a dev log, for example, we can just present you that in another way, like in-game, such as amount of monster kills, amount of clue scrolls you've completed, etc. Your playtime, since we've got the engine command for that, I'd like to get that one in. That's probably the best way we can go about it, but the chance of us getting an adventurer's log anytime soon are slim to none.
So,
I think the best option for me has always been in game. I used to play a game, I can't remember what it was called now, years ago, and they had the entire forums embedded in the game as well, so you actually never have to leave the game to do anything, which I thought was a great idea.
well, it's like in-game polls. There's stuff we can do to with display in-game with the poll results that we just can't get done on the website. So we've offered that for you instead, and it's now live.
Not So Worthy asks, ever thought about adding a mysterious old man versus wise old man quest? Could be linked into getting rid of randoms.
Depends, are they the same person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if the
we don't
wrong
know.
one won?
Which one would be the wrong one?
They're both a bit wrong.
We could do sort of a bathing thing, and then we'd have a reason to have your wise old man in Speedos model.
We don't need a reason for that.
Just walking around at DKs is
At
a
the
reason.
end of, was it all the quest in Ooglog, where Wise Old
Yeah.
Man is already bathing
Yes.
in something?
The first resort quest.
That's the one.
We've actually got like a day's worth of work from that quest. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting we finish it at all.
No, I was hoping you weren't going to suggest it.
I liked the quest, but I'm not sure I'd want to put a huge amount of resources into getting it back again.
RSNCW asks, is there any chance of anti-aliasing in OSRS? Alfred's models look so good in the modeler, but less so in-game because of the jaggies.
We can add it, it would be too slow for most people.
For anyone who couldn't hear that, that was Jack Bob saying that we could, but it would be too slow if the frame rate would go through the floor or something.
Nice answer to that.
Sam Exron asks, when will we start the discussion about corp drops and any requirements to access corp?
Yeah.
So
2 weeks?
point when
I'll know tomorrow. And then we'll tell you when we can talk about it then.
I've got most of the feedback from the threads. People are still talking on it, obviously, but everything that's coming through is practically identical to what the majority of people on the thread have already said. So I have a very rough idea of what you're expecting, so we can put that into a dev blog for you and get that out to you when Matt.
Yeah, when we've got space. Yeah.
So very, very soon, hopefully.
Make moleskin / claws quicker to convert as they are currently rather slow.
I'm
I
not.
don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, how does he do them at the minute? Does anyone know?
I have no idea.
If it's,
Not really.
I'd expect it to be
Don't kill
invent
mum.
by invent.
I guess it ain't. But yeah, whatever it is, we could probably do stuff with it. It's entirely possible I wrote that, you know. I remember being asked to work on the mole back in, 06 or something, but not really knowing much about the project, other than they asked me to let you trade stuff with Wyson and make and get slightly better seeds than the really, really basic ones that were being given at the time. But I don't remember the details.
Apparently he does them one by one according to so
We can do the entire invent at once.
Yeah, we could do the entire inventory. I can't imagine anyone would want to stop midway through the inventory, because for the joy of keeping the rest of the claws or something.
I imagine quite a few people have stacked up a few thousand of them while trying to get a mole pair.
Can you move skilling sound effects from area sounds to sound effects? I hit everybody's and it's confusing to know which is mine.
Engine job, but they did it before, so we could ask for it again, just have to rank it along with all the other things we want the engine team to do. And it hadn't occurred to me sound effects was going to be the answer.
Josh Southwell asks, could you introduce a dragon shortsword with While Gothic Sleeps and Tormented Demons?
If it's asking for a whole lot from one.
That's a
The
really
sword
big request.
ain't the problem with that list of requests.
I think we're more going to have a problem with Tormented Demons.
I'm stealing their mechanics from my snake boss.
Oh, for sure, the mechanics are doable, and I would like to actually have them on something. And the models themselves are quite nice, although I do believe they are textures. So it might
Yeah,
be
I just have to retexture, reanimate.
So that'll be a slightly fiddly job. but-
Yeah, so the demons are probably solvable. The whole quest is a bit more of an ask.
No, it's a low nope. Pretty much.
I would like that quest, however. That quest did sort of set the benchmark for what all future quests should be. A really sort of in-depth, elaborate, immersive storyline.
Yeah, it was
I'd
fantastic.
still rather see you write a quest based on that benchmark rather than try to recreate the benchmark.
I'd rather do that as well.
Especially if it unlocks bits more of a continent or something nice like that.
Yes.
Or sailing.
Justin McCarver asks, while coming up with a way to remove randoms / still have the available items, would it be possible to cut down their frequency?
We don't control the frequency in content. That's still inside the engine at this point. In 2009, I got it out of the engine and got control of it content side, and reduced the frequency quite heavily at that point too. It wouldn't be a massive job to do again. I mean, it's not a small one either, but we could do that.
what have we got left on our list of engine jobs? We've done everything but
The trade things at the top
trade
of the
thing.
list at the moment. We also asked for them to give us some mechanism for converting anims out of the other archive, which would massively increase the speed at which we can get assets.
Yeah.
Because at the moment Alfred's reanimating everything manually, which takes a while.
Yeah.
We asked for that. We finally got the client. I think that's the main requests that are left. Apart from that, we also were talking the other day about wanting some more commands to control how items behave when dropped on the floor. At the moment we have very little flexibility, and things like our temporary death mechanic change could have been done a little bit better if we'd had some of the commands that were created in late 2007, early 2008.
I think what might be worthwhile doing is, we've been talking recently about doing another survey about what you guys think's important, so we'll probably do that in the next couple of weeks, I think. And then we've got a black screen apparently. I don't know if you can hear us, but if you are, I'll keep talking.
You can hear you.
Awesome.
So yeah, we've been talking about getting a survey in place. Ask you again what you guys want. Once we've got the results from that, I think we'll go away and sort of plan the next 9 months or so worth of sort of a flexible plan for the next 9 months, and then we can get some engine jobs out of that, and then
yeah, flexible, yeah, because within 9 months we'd probably want to do another priority survey.
yes, exactly, yeah. And then probably, I would imagine at the top of that will be getting rid of the randoms, and getting something like that in place would seem a good idea to get the engine job list in.
I would hope
as
so.
well.
I mean, getting rid of the randoms we can do without engine. Just turning down their frequency without doing any more work at our end would be an engine thing. So I'd rather not go there and just get rid of them properly at our end.
Yeah, just see what happens.
Are
There
we
go.
back now?
Yeah, I think we're back.
You were. You
It's
are
gone again.
They're fitting a load of cables.
Dodgy power supply camera keeps dying.
That's right. We're in a meeting room this week, so the cable is kind of all over the place.
We're a technology
In
company,
fact,
you
what,
know.
what I should probably do, in fact, is I'll tweet out a picture of what James and Simon are doing right now.
Oh,
Because,
Falling on the floor, passing cables underneath the desks.
yes.
So
Bear in mind we had an hour.
I had an hour to set this up.
Less than an hour, really.
So it's quite a feat they managed to
New,
do.
Okay.
new power cable.
Jmod's looking really relaxed over the other side of the room.
What's up?
Probably watching something else. No,
Right, so this is how things look from our end at the moment. So follow my Twitter if you're not already. Actually,
that's why it's
see like this.
Shameless advertising.
What am I going to put on it?
Should we move
Let's
on?
look, see some more.
Back to Ronan.
Come on, Ronan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ronan.
Any ideas on where we can get that sick Abyssal dagger yet?
Abyssal Demon Boss.
Yeah, I
Yes.
was kind of reserving it for the Missile Demon boss.
I assume he'll have something apart from a dagger, though, yeah? Because the demon, the little ones that we're used to, drop a whip.
Yes, that's true.
And although the dagger might be really good and quick and everything,
It's not as good as the whip.
No, it
it's
doesn't
not
really,
as cool as a
it
whip.
doesn't really share the same sort of...
Well, it will have a niche in that it will be a fairly high-level stab weapon that has an option for training something that isn't defence, and it will have a special attack. Probably mimic something like the Dragon Dagger special attack to make it a little bit more powerful. But you know,
No, there's been some suggestions on
Yeah.
special attack, like
as long as it's
stabbing the
balanced,
neck and going down, ripping the guts open and stuff like that.
it'd be useful and it'd be
Much, but
unique
yeah.
to that boss. And I think we'd stick the boss in a place where you can only obtain it on a task, so it would certainly hold value.
I'm going to enjoy watching you animate some of that.
Yeah.
How about some of the abilities that Abyssal demons have? Like, they teleport themselves around their opponents and stuff. Like, just... It would be nice to do something themed around that for the boss, at least, if not the dagger.
He just teleports you to the wilderness. Oh no, wait, that was Ronan.
Let's not mention that.
I don't want to know what you guys have been doing over the other stuff.
Modreach has tweeted about a bounty hunter rewards document. When will we get to see this?
Tomorrow.
Right, this is actually quite important. I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit more later on when we show off the bounty hunter target system on this stream. But I believe it's scheduled for tomorrow.
Yep.
Am I correct? Yes. So I've got all the feedback from the team and other people that I've sent it to. I'm sort of balancing it out quite nicely right now. A few other people have raised a few concerns, which we're going to try and sort out, hopefully within this stream. And then after that, I'll go away, I'll try and amend the document and then give it out to you tomorrow. And you'll be able to give feedback, say what you do like, don't like, and what you expect. And we will take it from there.
If Artisan doesn't pass, will you look at other PDC skills and try and make those happen?
Probably not in the short term. It depends on what you guys think's important. Like I said, we're going to put out another priority poll type thing, get your ideas on what's important, and then see what comes out of that.
Yes, so if new skill is still very high on that list like it was before, then we'll keep looking at skill ideas.
Yeah.
If new skills drop right down, then we won't.
Yeah, pretty much. That was an easy answer, wasn't it?
Is it possible to get a repoll on such things as not having to take experience from Monkey Madness so that yours can get that?
On that one, no, because as Ash covered earlier when we were talking about XP, people have built their accounts around those restrictions, and to repoll it with no legitimate reason really now wouldn't be fair on all those people.
And I believe that one did fail the poll quite considerably.
Well, with in-game
like-
polls, you can go back on the history and find, I think it was
I
our
think
second
Alfred might have an
poll.
opinion on this,
Yeah.
being a pure and all.
It's not pure.
I wouldn't roll
no,
that.
I,
He's level 2 pure.
I wouldn't mind it, but again, yeah, like what John said, it's a bit too much. Yeah.
It's like a very conforming answer.
Yeah, it does. He doesn't really mean
Like,
that.
that's not really
I would want it to be
Sorry, I
honest.
shot Alfie earlier, so it's
Also, it's
You also
not
lost
like
me 10 mil earlier.
when we've pulled other things of this nature, like removing the attack XP from the Cold War quests, so that people who don't want combat XP can do it. That didn't even pass.
Yes.
So it's not like people have suddenly decided they all want to support Pures in the last year.
And that was
Yes.
only a 40 experience from that quest, wasn't
Something
it?
of the sort.
Yeah. It's harsh.
I don't know what the developer put it in for, but she was adamant she'd done it on purpose and didn't want it removed.
Rum353 asks, is there any Slayer update in the near future? If so, do we have a rough time of a devlog or release?
I'd like to do another batch of Slayer updates like we did last year, because we've got a few small requests that have stacked up, and there are things that we've been talking about, but not like properly, like the Abyssal boss and things like that.
There's quite a lot more I'd like to do to Slayer. I mean, Slayer is one of the most popular skills we have out there, and whilst the update we did last year was quite an extension of the Slayer skill, I still think there are a lot of things that we can do.
Yeah.
And obviously the Abyssal dagger that Alfie has made, there's no use of that going to waste, so... And we've obviously proved that bosses such as the Kraken and the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil as an extension of existing Slayer monsters are very popular, so I'd like to do that with the rest of the Slayer monsters.
Well, not all
I
of
think-
them.
Well, not all of them, but I think James has obviously tweeted out a picture today of Cerebrus, which is the three-headed hellhound. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. It's quite awesome. And I think something like that as an extension to existing Slayer monsters is quite nice. I'd also like to have another Slayer monster, one that's specific for bosses, and sort of really elaborate on the Soul Reaper update that RS3 have done, which I've collaborated quite a lot with the developers for that as well, so I'm seeing how that's going for them, and I'll sort of see how we can do that in Old School.
I'd also like to look at the combat level requirements of various tasks. Like, I think Dark Beast is level 110 combat required before you can be assigned them, and there's quite a few requirements like that which many people don't want. In fact, I suspect most people don't want, and they certainly don't need to be like they currently are. So there's a few things that we could offer to change or let you disable optionally if we were to relook at the assignment lists.
But as for timescale,
We'll probably find out after we do the priority thing.
Yeah, if it turns out to be right at the top, then it will come a lot sooner than otherwise.
Yeah,
I'd also like there to be a construction batch on
yeah,
that
I
list.
mentioned that.
I agree. Yeah.
Cool.
I've seen Jmod's and Reach's 3 tweet for Resizable, which looks great. Are we any closer to a date of release?
Date, no. However, Jmods is actually in the room, and he's been working on the engine side of the tasks needed to get Resizable for us. I'm not actually sure where you are with that, though. Where are you? He's gonna come this
He's
way.
over there.
I'm not entirely sure if you can be heard on any of these mics. So.
Hold on.
Hello.
Decline on the table or something, go on.
No.
Okay.
So the engine work is almost done. There's still content work to do, and I'm going to do some additional engine work to make the content work go faster. So we're actually most of the way there, but we're not sort of ready to do a release yet because we want to make sure it looks good with a new top-level interface. So we still have to choose some things with respect to that, like where we're going to position things, and go through all the past interfaces, of which there are quite a lot, and make sure they're all up to date to work in a resizable mode. So we're not ready to give you a date, but I'd say that the majority of the engine work has been done, so that's good
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sharing on mics.
That's as much as we have for that one, really.
Jmod was kind of up there with Ash on terms of how much love he gets from the Twitch chat. Every time he shows up on stream, it goes mad.
He can't do this, though.
That's a good point.
I'll slap you if you keep doing that. It makes
Oh,
me
have we
feel
actually asked him if he can?
Yeah, can you do this?
No.
That should have been done on camera, really, shouldn't it?
Is there any more news on a scoreboard for Castle Wars showing the top scorer / games played for players, and any news on a mini game shop?
I'm currently tracking hidden stats about your Castle Wars game.
We've started that in
such
March,
as-
I think.
Yeah, that's been in there since we introduced the new gears and new mage sets and everything like that. So that's tracking your individual flag caps for each team, your overall flag caps, which is both teams, your Castle Wars kills, and I think your deaths. At the moment, I can display it to you. I can just put, I think you mentioned it earlier today, actually, having just an interfacing game somewhere where you can go and see these stats. Some of the Castle Wars community did raise some concerns that they didn't want to have a high scores for it because it might promote boosting. But again, that is, I wouldn't say part of gameplay, but that is something that we're going to have to live with, and we probably can mitigate if we decide to do it. A lot of the back-end work is done to try and get high scores for mini-games. We just need something on the front end to display it, such as the high score.
Yes, I'm
page, but
surprised that when we asked the web team for support to connect our minigame scores to the website, they gave us all the infrastructure but didn't give us a thing on the front to display it. Apparently that should have been a separate request or something. But one day, hopefully we'll get some more time from them and they'll be able to do it. Also, I'd like a news archive.
Yes.
And any word on the minigame reward shop?
Not really.
Unfortunately, everything that was polled for it failed, so it's just a rather empty shop.
We can put like cosmetic recolours and stuff in it, but if they don't pass, I think we're going to have to draw a line and probably just give up with that.
We could put a shop in with nothing in it, and when people go and visit it, you just have a sign there saying, waiting for stock, if you've got any ideas, and direct them to somewhere to send us the ideas, just so it's in-game and, you know, constantly on people's minds maybe.
And we can post links on interfaces in game these
Yes,
days, which we
that's
couldn't
right,
do
yeah.
before.
Yeah, for that.
So that might be worth a little solution.
Right.
So
Coming
which
next
way
week.
put it there?
Well, a mini-game shop, oh, I don't know.
I would stick it somewhere near Clan Wars / Duel Arena / Alcarid because there's 4 mini games in a very close space
And plenty of space, yeah.
and a close by teleport.
And room for an abbey that we haven't got.
Moving on.
When we were talking about treasure trails, there was some talk of a minigame reward shop around that time as well. Was there?
Yeah, that's why I was going to stick it at Clan Wars. The things I was going to put in it though turned out to be redundant.
Okay. There was a nice idea for a bone crusher that's not like the one that was polled and failed, but a different one that's powered by Ecto tokens and bought for the minigame reward shop, which was an interesting idea. I wouldn't mind putting that to the players and see what comes back.
Yeah, that's a good idea, that.
Is there a wise old woman locked up somewhere on top of the highest building on the new continent by the wise old man?
Or in a
Yes,
dungeon.
is there? And if so, why is there?
Oh god, I haven't planned for there to be. I guess there could be. Instead of Vivian, do you want her back?
Look at Ash. Hope the best.
There is no right answer.
Well, I'm not so sure what the right answer would be when it comes to the wise old man.
No, nor would I.
Then neither of you are wise old men.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not the latter. But
No comment?
no comment. Yeah.
If there is, we haven't found her yet.
And if there is, speak to the wise old man solicitor.
Will we be looking... Oh, that's same question as before.
Really?
Will the old school team implement IV for people to be able to AFK woodcutting?
It's already
I
nice in AFK.
hate Ivy for letting people AFK woodcutting.
Or Ivy.
So that's a maybe?
Woodcutting is already fairly AFK.
It
The
is.
effort you really have to put in is banking the logs.
You mean dropping your invent?
Or,
If you
or
remember
dropping it.
all
whatever,
the
but-
concerns people had about whether Motherlode Mine would make mining AFK and how relieved people were when they found it didn't, it doesn't suggest that the community's massively hoping for a big AFK skilling update.
During the Drainer Bank robbery, where did the wise old man teleport Olivia?
To a nearby town. Presumably Varrock or something, or Lumbridge. They've got telling other spells, and that's the animation he was doing.
That's a really boring answer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can talk to her about it. I forget what she says exactly, but she does have a chat option for what about the bank robbery, and she explains that she couldn't see the perpetrator because they were behind the wise old man's door from her point of view. She didn't think that the person standing behind his door might be him. Maybe she's not that smart.
God arrows, please.
Any particular reason?
God Wars is almost certainly going to be the reason.
We've had a lot of God stuff recently,
Yeah.
but we're certainly happy to do it for that reason. It's statting them whatever they want, whatever people want. Yeah.
Will there be numbers for chat options and spacebar for next poll for next box in the poll?
I think we polled it and it failed.
Yes, I don't think it was far off failing though.
70-something%, but
Yeah.
it's failed nonetheless.
Certainly, we'd have liked to do it for you, but you didn't vote for it enough.
Option to save auto chat like Notepad in RS3, and ETA on Modash Pet. Should we expect to see him in khakis plus RS logo black t-shirt?
Khakis.
Khakis, I think they mean in type of trousers.
Khakis.
Although they're not khakis, that's for sure. I think they just refer to the colour.
They are clothes.
I wear trousers, yes.
The Modash Pet is something I'd actually like to do because it'd be quite funny.
I think I'll let Ash decide whether we do well or not.
The sincerest form of flattery, apparently. You can if you must. I look forward to seeing how you earn it. What you have to kill, for example, to get it.
Dropped by literally everything.
Maybe it can be
Thank you.
given out by you in game.
RuneFest item.
I
Can
want
we
one.
do one for all the team?
Yeah, that'll work.
The
Right.
RuneFest
different
is a
sizes.
random one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one for each of us, and we're the only people who can give it out, so that'll force players to come and talk to us in game.
None of you are getting one.
There's something very dodgy about meeting up with people to give them a small one of yourself. Sorry.
Could you add another incentive to old agility courses? Marks failed, and now the old courses are obsolete except for the wilderness.
If they've got any ideas, then send them in. But
We'd be up for it if we've got something you guys will actually vote for.
yeah, it's surprised to see that Mark's failed.
It was a fairly close one, but not that close.
I heard someone say that they didn't want them on the old courses because they devalued the new courses, which
Yeah.
it's kind of ironic.
Would we see a quest of any sort coming anytime in the future?
Well, the last time we did a priority survey, quests was not that high on it at all, so that's why we haven't really been there since. That said, if we run another priority survey like we're planning to, and quests comes higher up it this time, then we'd very much enjoy writing one. I know, like, I've written 4 quests for, well, 2 for us and 2 that are in the other RuneScape only. I would like to see Dan write a quest.
I would really like to write a quest. It's one of my favourite projects to have worked on, and I think it's something that I really like to get involved with.
Having tested some Monkey Madness and Soulsbane in the last few weeks, I would not like to QA a quest, but I'm willing to.
I'd like to market a quest. How about you? Would you like to help the community with a quest?
In any way I can, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. How about
You'd be
artwork?
quite
Would you
busy
do arty stuff for a quest?
Yeah. Why not?
I think we all would. That's what you want. It's important. So there we go.
Yes.
Haven't heard much on achievement diaries lately. Any news?
We'll just stick those in the survey and see where they come before we open the discussion. That's it, really.
Australian servers?
I think
Yeah, I need to look at that thread, don't I? Issue with Australian servers is a lot of the US servers are better. Well, yeah, when they're not under attack, obviously, are better than the Australian servers. So we're sort of collecting data from the people who usually use, or from Australia, using the American servers. So we can sort of look at that and make sure that is true. If it is, then we can give our advice out on that. So if it's not, then we can look at getting some Australian servers over. Now there's a thread, and I'm sure the guy who advertises a thread all the time on the forums is watching, so if you put a QFC in the chat, that would be great. But there is,
I believe his name is.
yeah, so I think you're right. But yeah, so there is a thread out there, so if you are, please post information on there, and we will look at that. Thank you.
Are there any plans for Nex in the future? Also, how many sugars does Ash have?
What's a sugar?
In
tea.
In his
like
tea.
sugar in tea.
Oh, sugar.
You can answer the sugar one first.
You don't have any, do you?
None.
Yeah.
This is Earl Grey, so it's quite sweet already with all the bergamot. It's very bergamotty.
In fact, I don't have any either. You don't either, Matt.
No, I don't have to. Okay,
And
no.
these 3 don't drink.
No. A while back, actually, it won't have been a while back now, it's about 2 weeks, we talked about Nex just as a team, and I know Matt and I had quite a deep conversation about RS3 bosses into Old School. At that point, I spoke to Chris L about what the possibility was of really getting Nex to work in Old School, and we sat down for a little bit and we decided that, or we concluded that Nex is possible for Old School. The entire boss fight is actually possible for Old School, give or take, of changing the way a few things work without having a few certain server script commands that RS3 have. The biggest challenge really is getting Alfie to retexturize Nex, because she's got quite a lot of textures, and making the cave for her. But it does work. We can have Nex. I've already ported the Nex model over to Old School. It just floats around right now, but it's blue.
Like Propulsor.
Yeah, we can have Nex. Nex is possible. I'm a little hesitant to do Nex, only because I don't really think I can do her the justice that she really sort of achieved when she was launched originally. I mean, it is a huge step forward from the typical shoot or click and wait sort of combat system that you were used to prior to having Nex. To having this really elaborate boss with really, really in-depth mechanics that really involve you to pay attention and really sort of think about what you were doing with your team. I'd like to do, if I was to do Nex, I would do Nex as similar to how she was done before, only till I didn't really go into a different direction and ruin it really. But instead of Nex, a lot of people are saying no Nex in the stream actually, but instead of Nex, I would like to do a new boss. But Nex is only possible purely because it is, and we have the assets for it. So
Yeah. Well, at the very least, Next has been a good thing, particularly for Dan and Ash, to sort of figure out how the boss changes happen, because that was the big boss change. It was Next. So we know once we've learnt from that as a team, we can then look at doing different bosses which have similar mechanics, or take the learnings from that and making better bosses for you guys. So that's the very least it can deliver for us.
Would ancient curses ever be a possibility? Prayer's highest benefit is currently only 70.
No, you get more prayer points the higher prayer you are. Your prayer lasts longer.
And your prayer potions restore slightly more too. But I'd like there to be stuff at the higher end of the skill anyway. Just something to work towards. We do have support for doing alternative prayer books. We even talked at one point about making a PDC out of it, though I think we moved in the direction of spellbook instead on that one. But yeah, we could. Whether you'd want all the curses or not is another matter entirely. But there's probably nothing in there that we wouldn't be able to implement if it were popular.
And the last question I've got is, any updates on the continent?
currently no. However, as of today at least, I've been told to get a move on. Yeah.
By whom?
Well, not for the purpose of getting the continent ready, but for other benefits. So I'm going to be working on that tonight to try and get something a bit more closed and or something to sort of show off later on. So yeah, no progress in development as of yet because we haven't actually polled it, but there will be progress as of tonight.
I think we're going over there now.
Are we doing that right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
Right, questions?
I guess so.
We
So
can
at the
finish your
moment,
page.
as people know, there's been a lot of discussion around bounty hunting and rewards and all that sort of stuff right now. So I think what we've actually got is the target system that I've managed to build in the development streams that we've got over there somewhere, which I guess I'm about to go and show you. At that point, we'll then discuss rewards and the document that I've written up and see what you think and what improvements we can make. So I guess we'll go over here now.
Before we do, let's just mention the server connection issues as well for those who are late and didn't hear us at the beginning. The sysadmin team are working on it. We can't do anything ourselves to make it better for you. That's why we have a sysadmin team who are experts in that sort of thing. When you could draw a pretty picture about it, I suppose, but that's about as far as it goes, really, to come and fixing it. So the right people are on it, and yeah, you can do that in the background on the board. And, but the right people are on it. They're working on it. That's why we're able to talk to you now rather than helping out. Yeah, go show them stuff.
Awesome. Are we doing a transition or am I taking over? Awesome. Okay.
Hey.
Hello, and now I'm having people slide behind me. So this is the Bounty Hunter target system, the one originally from Bounty Hunter, only it's not inside Bounty Hunter, it's inside the Wilderness. Let's not get it confused with the PvP world target system that you used to have, which also included the earning potential scenario. So at the moment, this account is in the Wilderness, it's in level 2. It's not really got anything decent equipped besides the standard 3 items, and it has a nice little interface in the top corner displaying a standard skull sprite, your target, which is nobody, the level wilderness they're in, which they're not in because you don't have a target, and the amount of wealth they have, which is none because again you don't have a target. So what would happen is your target or somebody would enter the wilderness with some stuff on them, let's equip it all, and would wander into the wilderness and hope to find a target. And when they enter the wilderness, they will also get a nice little interface as well. So what the game at this point is doing is it's searching the entire wilderness on this world for somebody your combat level, and it will try and find somebody your combat level and then assign you as their target, which is just done conveniently. It's assigned me Angelic Helm, it's told me that their wealth level is medium, it's given me a skull to indicate their wealth level, and it's going to update and tell me their level in a second. On the other screen, it's obviously updated to tell me, or the person that I got assigned a target, that I've also been assigned a target and it's the same person. It's told me their wealth level, it's given me a skull, and it's told me the level range they're in the wilderness, which is level 0 to 4. This is obviously updated for the other person over here. And you get a nice little mess box to say you have been assigned a target for those people who might be too blind to see the interface. I can move deeper into the wilderness, and what this will do is this will slowly update on each target's interface to tell you how far away you are from your target by level range and a colour range. So obviously green is quite close to your target, orange is quite far away from your target, and obviously the deeper you go, the more red it gets until it gets blue, which means you are miles away from your target. So you're not given a specific level that your target is in, you're only given a slight range, and that range is color coded so you know if you're close or far away from them. Again, obviously if I decide to unequip a load of items, which I'm about to do now, my target, or each target, is updated on not only the level that each target is in, but the amount of wealth they're carrying. So what you could do is you could sneakily unequip everything, have quite a low skull, like that is a change, it's changed to low now because I'm not wearing much. And when your target comes along and tries to kill you, you could very, very quick equip everything and then just down your target. There is no arrow because I did do a little straw poll on Twitter and everybody decided that the arrow was a little bit too precise, the level range was enough, and people liked the idea of running around the wilderness. Now, right now, when you kill your target, you aren't given anything. You aren't really given anything other than what your target would drop normally. So standard PvP conditions. And a lot of what people have been asking for is additional incentives to really use this system. So this system can help you find players in the game. It can help you make an awful lot more money than what you would do PKing normally. And that is something that we talk about quite extensively before we launched this system, but we didn't really go anywhere with it because there was some concern that people might farm this and it would be the old EP system. And that's not very nice because that does undermine quite a lot of the rest of the game, and game integrity is something we do have to take into account when we're polling things like this. So I'll also point out this system does update every 10 seconds, so every 10 seconds you are given an update on your target. So obviously when you lose your target, 10 seconds later you'll be given a new one, so it does really help you get into a quick fight. I've been having some discussions recently with people on Twitter, the forums. I've even spoken to SparkMac on his live stream to really sort of get an idea of what he thinks and what everybody else thinks there should really be in terms of rewards and incentives to sort of use this system. And it's quite clear that the old EP system, whilst flawed, did offer a lot of players a reason to use it. Now, we don't want to use that. We don't want to get involved with the EP system. However, we do want to explore additional rewards. So one of the solutions we came up with was a drops on death, much like statuettes, but not statuettes, which could be exchanged for points at a PvP store. Now that PvP store could sit inside Edgeville and could stock various different things that would help you really engage with the wilderness content. So they would only be usable inside the wilderness, and they would work for the wilderness rejuvenation content that we did as well. So it sort of really gives PvPers and skillers something to really focus on and really get involved with. So I'm rambling right here. At the moment, PvP or PVM sends an awful lot of traffic towards PvP, so a lot of the PVM drops get sent to PvPers and they really utilise that. But there's nothing really to send the traffic back. So I was looking at things that PvPers could gain from this that would assist PVMers as well as PvPers alike, that would sort of really sort of freshen up that relationship between PVMers and PvPers, because what we see an awful lot of is PvPers don't want to vote for anything that doesn't really sort of benefit them naturally, and PVMers don't really want to vote for anything on the PvP side because they don't want PvPers to really gain anything from, well, gain an awful lot for little effort, and people are fiddling around with stuff around me. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I'm fine, apparently. So one of the things we were talking about earlier today as a team is we really wanted to decide what things should go inside a PvP store. And now if he's drawing a wise old man behind me. I'm moving out of the way for that. But and one of the things we sort of decided on while doing this was, I think Matt suggested Dragon Claws from this store. Now obviously Dragon Claws is quite a controversial topic, and there's a lot of people out there who both want Dragon Claws and don't want Dragon Claws, so I'm curious to see what people's opinions really are in regards to them. As a real incentive, as something that can be purchased from this store with drops from to killing your targets to selling to this store. So if we did do something like Dragon Claws, I'd expect them to have 100% spec bar, but that's something that I'll discuss with you later, and that will be really explained in the dev blog that I'm launching tomorrow. But please do give me your feedback on what you think this is going to be doing. I'm seeing a lot of spamming in the chat right now for things like Dragon Claws, so we'll sort of really get your idea on things like that. I'll point out right now, very early on, that we're not keen on introducing the next strongest weapon that will wipe you out in one special attack. We're very keen on balancing that to fit in with the current direction of the game, the current stats of the game. We don't want to excel ourselves 3 years down the line and have the best weapon now, where 3 years down the line we can't introduce anything even better because we've already got the best stuff. So we're keen on getting feedback on what we should be doing with things like that right now. Do send me your ideas for that on Twitter, and we will sort of explore that a little more. Alfie is now drawing, I believe, Xenavivia. I'm not so sure if that's a Zamorak symbol or something else, but stand back a little bit. Yeah. This is the target system right now. It's obviously finding you a target quite nicely. It will find you a target every 10 seconds. It will update you on your target's location and your target's wealth. And obviously when you kill your target, you'll get assigned a new target right away. So this is the basic bare bones of the system. We shall look to really sort of buff that with the devlog we're putting out tomorrow. So I guess keep reading and keep aware. I'm rambling purely because I don't know what people are laughing at.
Can you not guess who it is?
I've guessed who it is. I mean, I haven't really struggled to figure that out, to be honest. And I've kind of struggled to talk this direction and wondering what's going on in this direction. I don't know. There is some. Yeah.
It is pretty much.
Is Xenavivia a supporter of Zamorak by any chance?
It's the wise old woman.
No, I got the reference. Last
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it from me, actually. This is the target system. This is all I have to show you, really, because, to be honest, it is just being assigned, being told to kill one player as opposed to being able to kill anybody. You can kill anybody still. This is still the standard wilderness. All the standard wilderness rules apply. Nothing has really changed beyond being told who you should kill and possibly having a reward for doing so. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much a wrap from me. I think I'm going to head back over there now. So let's go back.
Sweet. So while that was going on, it looked like servers had some more issues again. So just to repeat what we said a few minutes ago, the sysadmin team are on there working on it, and they are the people who should be working on it. We'll keep working on it, basically.
Yeah, sending 2 content developers, an artist, a QA tester, and 2 community managers isn't really going to help them any.
If you tweet us enough times, I'm told we might turn into sysadmin.
Oh, does that work?
So I'm being told.
No, I did say I would take my screwdriver in there and fix the servers myself, but I'm not entirely sure that's how it works.
Must be a great screwdriver.
But yeah, right guys are on it. They're working on it as we speak.
Yes.
So yeah, there we go. Right, ask those questions from stream.
Yes, I was paying attention to things, but a lot of people started spamming yes dragon claws, no dragon claws, so anything that didn't come through was quickly hidden by that.
Yes, I have seen a lot of people asking actually over the last sort of half hour or so about Ironman. I've been away for a week, so I've had no updates on what Ironman's
Yeah, I've
happening.
not heard anything else from it, but as far as I know, we're still trying to ascertain whether it is entirely possible and viable.
It is entirely possible, it is viable, it is going forward. I think they're just working out what rules should apply first, so that's the only thing holding them back.
So maybe we should start opening the conversation up then with our community.
But it is possible, they've made it doable, they're just simply working out what Ironmen should be allowed to do and what they shouldn't be allowed to do, so that's currently in the works. So once they figure that out, I think we'll have a better idea of what rule set we should probably be giving ours and start talking to you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Question there from Fairy Tales RS about a search or sort functionality for the friends list. I think we might be able to do that. Probably world order or alphabetical order should be possible. At the moment it's rather hard to say how it's sorting itself, but I'd like to do that for friends, chat channel possibly. Also the music list and quest lists it's been asked for occasionally, because sometimes people have trouble finding the quest they're after in the long line of them, especially if there's a lot of them all green or all red or something. And we do have the engine support for that these days. We got it when we were doing the auto chat system earlier this year.
How about being able to categorise your friends, as in into clanmates, into family, into people that
So
you
to
want to
store
avoid?
the data like that requires the game engine to be willing to store it somewhere, and in this case they'd need to store it in the friends system. Now our friend system's shared with RS3's friend system and possibly
of
other
course,
Jagex
yeah.
products as well, for all I know. which means that asking for a change to that is asking for quite a lot of things to be changed, which means it's a bit harder than just getting improvements for Old School, which we are used to asking for. Now, I've done things for us before. They did auto chat, but it's usually a big deal when we ask for it, and we might have to rank it a bit lower down the list beyond things we do need, like the trade system.
Absolutely.
There was a question from Jason Parks, then something else that I missed because the chat's moving too fast, asking if the Sinister Key chest could give you noted herbs instead, and yeah, we can easily make that change.
I'll be up for that.
Next batch of names people are asking about. I think we were due names, was it yesterday, was it?
What was that poll for?
So I had a strange message pop up on the screen. I think that
That's a private joke.
yeah, okay. The names, last batch I think was due out yesterday and it didn't happen. I don't know if we've actually said what's happening going forward.
Not to me, we haven't.
When we know what's happening, we'll put up a news post
Yeah.
and let you know is generally what I go with.
Let me check the website, see if we said publicly yet.
I honestly have no idea with.
There are plans to keep releasing them, but I need to just check the website and see if
I
we
think
said publicly yet.
With the network issues that we've been having, we thought it might be a little better to not release it right now and wait it out. Make sure that when it happens, it will happen smoothly, because we all know that it's not appreciated if it's a hassle to get the name that you do want, or if you end up losing it.
Sounds good to me. Certainly on Monday they just said the plan was to do more, date to be confirmed.
Checking the website now.
Achievement diaries, please. We covered them earlier. We'd like to do them. It looks like you'd like us to do them. But in what order we do things, we'll be finding out soon when we run a survey, and achievement diaries will be on there.
Somebody asked if we can put dragon arrows on use dragon arrows on the third age bow.
We were going
would,
to.
but can't remember.
I think we just didn't in the end because the various
Dark Bow has its own folder.
the configs related to the dragon arrows weren't fun, and we just ran out of time. The skill guides should tell you what arrows it can fire. If it says dragon, then it can. If it says rune, then
I don't mind having a go at it if it's, although I know the dark bow is a nasty piece of code at times.
There's only one bow in the game, and it's not exactly a viable weapon for PK. So,
More crystal weapons?
Yeah, I've got the crystal halberd in my test stream.
it looks like a spear.
It does look like a spear. In fact, it looks more like a pike, more than a halberd. But
Crystal pike.
It's the thing the elves themselves carry
Yeah.
around you.
Who's looking forward to Doctor Who? That was a question I saw on there. It's the most important one.
I am, but I'm in
Doctor Who
Belgium on
Series
Saturday.
8 by
I'm gonna
Ash
miss it.
Yesterday.
I'm gonna miss it.
I guess I won't watch it, but I guess
It's about
That's
time you
different.
start watching.
Yeah, to be
Peter
fair, I think
Capaldi.
that number
I
two.
don't watch TV.
Have you not seen the thick of it?
No. James made me watch. He made me watch one episode.
It's amazing.
Like I admit, he was quite a funny guy when I watched it, but it wasn't. I don't watch TV. So.
You wish you were half as funny as Peter Capaldi.
So XI Booster IX was asking whether we could add Lootshare using the out value of things, and yes, I think we could. We've got the engine support for that, and in fact you're using the out value of things to deal with the bounty targeting system, I think.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So yeah, we can use that. It's not as good as having a proper GE price system, but since that kind of thing didn't pass a poll, we'll make do with the ALC price, and it'll probably be a reasonable way of sharing out the loot anyway.
I've missed. Schleiner or something. Make warhammers and javelins, etc. better. If you've got any ideas on how to do so, create a thread, see what other players think, and we can get a poll up.
Here.
Toxic Spoon says, do RuneScape 3 accounts transfer to Old School? You can use your RuneScape 3 account on Old School, but obviously you will not transfer your RS3 stats or bank or anything else from RSC to Old School. They're the same profile, they just obviously don't contain the same stats. So obviously when you log into Old School for the very first time, you will be level 3 on Tutorial Island, and it will be a separate account you level separately, individually from...
Yes.
Add new
A
rares.
Modash haircut. There we go.
Yeah, you just have to grow it a bit longer yourself, and then ask your barber to try and
Take
carve it into
screen
this
grab
shape.
of ash, take it into your barber, job done, yeah.
Yep, and take some gel.
It's more difficult having a Mod Ronan haircut.
QWERTY JR.
Waiting for the bowl comment to come out.
Hashtag bowl.
Doesn't look like a bowl anymore since he changed it.
Come on,
The
guys.
viewership on these streams went right up about the time you changed your hairstyle. Mod Luna's commenting.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
It's great.
Right, QWERTY something. I said add more rares. We don't actually have any rares, as in discontinued items. But if you want something rare, go and try and buy a third age sword, or cape, or bow, or wand.
I did see someone asking before about new implings.
Chat's talking about bowl cuts. I can't imagine why that would be.
Why would you have that?
Have what?
Why?
Stop, guys.
Anyway.
Hair jealousy, I think.
Must be.
Anyway, what was the question you put?
More implings.
Oh, implings.
Yep, sure. What do you want them to give?
Also, that update where you could catch them without needing the jar and the net, that hasn't been done for Old School, has it?
Nope.
No.
I did like that update.
There were a fair few people on the forums asking about that as well. So
Well, we can do it. In fact, it's probably easier than the current code which checks for those items being not equipped.
And for completely unselfish reasons, just in case Alcan is watching, I wouldn't mind barehanded butterflies.
AFK.
Moving on. It's just talking about bowl cuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third age implings, please. I think implings are a bit like butterflies. They don't tend to live that long.
No, there's a fair few. What are the year differences between the ages? I'm guessing you might know.
Sorry, what were we asking?
The age gaps between obviously the first age, second age, third age, up to.
I believe it's around 5,000 years.
Nah, that's one for Paul. Yeah.
I believe it's around 5,000 years from third to current.
Yeah, no, nothing
Day.
would have lived that long.
Somebody mentioned
could be wrong, but-
Dragon implant pet. What if we
That was
It'd be
just.
so
That's
annoying
just a
if you
troll.
have one of them following you around.
I would just get stuck behind a tree somewhere and have people like.
It would be cool though, opening a jar. And
You might as well have a pile of coins as a pet.
Or have one of us turn up and transmog into a dragon impling and walk around you unexpectedly.
Or a third age kite shield.
Yeah.
Or a snake.
Or a statuette.
Yeah.
First age armour, that would be interesting.
It would just be leather, I think.
The commie says shooting stars.
We do like the shooting star.
Yes, I would like us to have a lot more D&Ds. At the moment, there isn't, besides something being an awesome game, there is no real reason to log in every day to take part in something.
Tears of
D&Ds,
Guffets.
which is once a week.
Yeah, so?
So we're looking for something every day.
herb boxes.
Also,
Sorry?
Herb boxes.
Oh yeah.
Herb boxes. I guess.
No, it's completely inefficient to go anywhere near my zone.
Obviously, there's a lot of discussion around penguins as well, which crop up an awful lot. But there's some concern over the XP rates there. We have shooting stars, we have evil trees, which I never really liked.
Evil trees were never that popular. Stars I like, because
Stars.
you weren't getting overpowered XP, but you're doing something different, you met some nice people.
and it gives you use for something in your POH, which is always nice.
And you got to explore the map a little bit.
Yeah.
And run around like a headless chicken.
And it broke up mining.
Yeah, it did.
Whereas the evil tree, for example, it was supposed to be a nice, I'm just going to take a break from doing this and just click this without having to pay much attention, it just happens. The evil tree did require you to move away for some roots, cut the roots, burn the roots, click the tree, which wasn't really a distraction.
I mean-
it was just, or a diversion even, it was just, you go there and you actually have to do some work. I might as well do some legitimate woodcutting at that point.
How do we
How hard
go
is
to
it?
work in the morning with attitudes like this?
the only concern I could see with the shooting stars would be that you get not a great chunk, but a small chunk of XP for finding the star. If that was a concern, we could always scale it down or just remove it completely. I'd still like them.
Yeah, I would like to have, if I was going to pick any D&D from the current RuneScape 3, I would pick shooting stars.
Yeah, and I think if you make it to the middle, you have a 1 in a billion chance of getting a little alien pet.
It's quite a nice sprite actually. In fact, they are called sprites.
Looks like a Teletubby, doesn't it?
But I think so.
Okay.
Weird eyes.
For legal reasons, I would have to disagree.
Okay. There we go.
Bigger play screen, please. You might want to
Dragon
watch
Defender
this.
topic and all.
Watch the stream back. With the Dragon Defender, yes, we can do one. It's fairly simple, but it's just increasing damage again. It takes your DPS up, and there's no real reason to, but if enough of you want us to do it, we can.
One of the more elaborate ideas behind the Dragon Defender involved somewhere under the Warriors Guild full of red dragons and having to fight past them to get to a Cyclops boss or something. It was different from just doing more stuff in the Cyclops room, at least.
Yeah, I'd take it up another notch and make it some kind of attachment drop from a boss that you just attach to your Rune Defenders.
What kind of dragon coating?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be fun.
And obviously the thing that you attach will be tradable, but once you put it on, you can't take it off.
Yeah, that's good.
We offered something of the sort to turn rune boots into dragon boots in the God Wars dungeon to try and avoid making rune boots redundant. It didn't pass, but this will have a better chance.
HD option.
HD is one of the very few things that we can never. Brain fart.
That.
What was that?
Well done, John.
Thank you.
Great answer.
HD is one of the few things that we can probably never do. It took the entire team that was here at the time months, and we're a team of 6. Even if we borrowed the rest of the RuneScape floor, I think we'd still struggle to get anything else done for a good few months at least. So
It's a big departure from what we currently have. At the moment, the whole client runs in Java without touching your graphics card at all. Once we start going there, then there's a lot more compatibility stuff to think about, and quite apart from recreating all the models to use more polys and textures and things. And they never did iron out some of the conversion issues, like trapdoors and POH. That was a popular one. Not sure they ever got it.
Pigs.vm asked for the drop rate of the mole pet. I'll be releasing the drop rates in batches in weeks in September. I ran a straw poll on Twitter to see which order you wanted them in, so you better follow me, @JagXJohnC, and that was completely shameless and unexpected.
Dungeoneering without the OP chaotic stuff, says I have your soul. Dungeoneering is a huge skill, but I always did like the idea of going into a dungeon that creates itself randomly for you. Also, we could do a few things differently, like Dungeoneering in RS3 takes a party of 5 people, with a full assignment system. We could try doing something based off your chat channel so that you could go in with a bigger group if you wanted to, and have a whole mob of you going through this dungeon. It would be fun to have a go at.
A system like that would be something I would really like to put inside a raid sort of boss environment.
Yeah.
That would be what my plan would be for that.
It would mean that people who aren't just PVMers might be useful on the raid as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make Monkey Madness easier. Okay, one.
Do you really want to touch that code ever again?
We're not generally in the business of making long-standing content easier for no reason whatsoever. And 2, I'm not going near Monkey Madness again. It was written a very long time ago, and it's a tremendously well-written quest, but the way things were scripted back then leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, it's like a rewrite, if anyone's dared.
I don't think so.
I like a challenge, but...
Construction is a challenge.
Okay, I've got a challenge.
When will we be polling Infection in Clan Wars?
Soon, I hope. Soon, I hope.
Yeah, I'd like that.
That's all I have for that one. I really want it.
And while you're about it, could we add something to the menu for letting people allow overloads in there?
Yeah, I would also like to put the PVM arena from the Clan Cup in there as well.
Yeah, well, someone made a thread from DI, I think, about that, about reworking it. I mean, we talked about it during the Clan Cup. I think Max mentioned the idea of us opening it up. It doesn't give XP, and we just take Jad out, so you don't get free practice.
I was planning on taking Jad out and putting Zilliana and Grogzuster up here.
Yeah, I'd put all of the other bosses in.
Yeah. And one of the things that me and Ronan were talking about as well was one of his next streams or upcoming streams will be he will take a load of people into the PVM arena. And you can go and see what it was like if you're not in a clan, and then find out what it was like in there.
Oh, that'd be
We'd
fun.
have to do a bit of tweeting and a bit of tweaking and a bit of tweeting about it to make it so a large mass of people can enjoy it. But
Yeah, the DI thread was posted to Reddit with the title "The PVM Arena is the most fun I've ever had in RuneScape." So I think people would love that.
Well, we can take the limit off. You've got 15 from each side. What's
It's
the
a
limit?
maximum of 15 for each side, yeah.
At the moment.
We can get rid of that and probably speed up the way things spawn if you plan on taking 1,000 people in there.
Also,
So it'd be quite
we're
fun.
leaving the PVM arena accessible this weekend, right? The Clan Cup's still running its fishing weekend for skillers, but the PVM arena will be accessible during that time.
Knock yourselves out, go and have a laugh.
yeah.
Somebody asked if the Bucket G was a myth.
What Bucket G?
Yeah?
I never confirmed no Bucket G. Well, someone asked me if you had a chance of getting a bucket, well, if there was a Bucket G, or what the chance was if you can get it from a close roll, and I said you had more chance of winning Euro Millions because it's greater than 0.
There you go.
I think we actually hit 6 o'clock.
Oh well.
See ya.
Yes. Okay. So what have we got coming up this week? Nothing. We've got the finals of the Clan Cup, haven't we? The very final.
Yeah,
the
that's
last
the
Skilling Cup.
Skilling Cup. That's going to be between Solace and Hexus on Saturday.
Yep.
And after that, it's done. Clan Cup's over. and we'll see the statues in game soonish.
Yeah, Alfred's been working on them. They look awesome. Clan approved eventually.
Yeah. Well, I've been making them, and then I've been asking clans what they actually want. So I've been remaking them, and then remaking them again.
We'll have 5 statues for the 5 different winners, and they should be in game next week, along with hopefully the menagerie.
Hope so.
So tomorrow, look out for a dev blog regarding
Bounty
what
hunter.
beach was. Beach. Yeah, I'm tired. Someone else take it.
I'll tweet when that's out, and
Yeah.
we will make sure that there is plenty of attention on that.
Right now is the poll for Artisan. Voting it.
Voting game.
Yes, we've got
voting
in-game
game,
polls. We've seen a lot of people voting already.
80% of people have voted for in-game,
At
which
least.
is quite cool.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Yeah, there we go. See you all next week, I guess.
Ooh,
See you later.
Bye.
Fun.